All HTTP status codes explained. Today, the informational codes. Code 100 continue indicates that the client can continue with its request as the server is now ready to receive it. Code 101 switching protocols is used to indicate a protocol switch, for example to the WebSocket protocol. Code 102 processing indicates the server is still processing the request and is sent to prevent a timeout. Code 103 is relatively new and sends the estimated headers of the response so that the client can make predictions about the response. Today, success codes starting with the digit 2. 200 OK indicates the request succeeded. 201 created indicates the request succeeded and a new resource was created. 202 accepted indicates that the request has been received but no action has been taken yet. 203 non-authoritative information indicates that the content has been changed by, for example, a proxy, or it's just a backup copy that was sent. 204 no content indicates success, but the response is purposefully empty. 205 reset indicates success and the client should empty all input fields. 206 partial content indicates that the requested range of data from a file has been successfully retrieved. 207 multi-status indicates more than one status for different operations has been given in the response. 208 already reported is used by WebDev to indicate that WebDev members have already been listed and won't be listed again. 226 I'm used indicates that the result is the manipulated code from a HTTP delta request. Today, redirection requests. Code 300 multiple choices indicates the requested content has more than one form that can be sent, and the client should indicate which form it wants. Code 301 moved permanently indicates the resource is now found at the URI in the response. Code 302 found indicates a temporary change of the URI, but the original URI will be valid again in the future. Code 303 see other means the request should be done at another URI given in the response. 304 not modified indicates that the response has not been modified from the cache and that the client can use the cached version. 305 use proxy was used in the past to indicate that the request needs to be done via a proxy server. 307 temporary redirect is the same as 302, but the HTTP method needs to stay the same. 308 permanent redirect is the same as 301, but here also the HTTP request method has to stay the same. Today, client errors. 400 bad request states the server will not fulfill the request as it contains errors. 401 unauthorized states authentication is required to access the resource, and the client should provide username and password or some other form of authentication. 402 payment required is reserved for future use and shall indicate that some sort of cash flow is required. 403 forbidden says the authenticated user has no access to the requested resource. 404 not found indicates the requested resource could not be found by the server. 405 method not allowed indicates the used HTTP method is not allowed in this context. 406 not acceptable states the server has no response that conforms to the accept header sent in the request. 407 proxy authentication required gets sent if the client must first authenticate with a proxy server. 408 request timeout gets sent if the client did not respond to the server in the appropriate time. 409 conflict indicates the request could not be processed because of some conflict, for example an edit conflict. 410 gone indicates the resource is no longer available. 411 length required indicates that the client must have a length field in the request. 412 precondition failed indicates the server does not meet the preconditions the client requested. 413 content too large indicates the request content is too big for the server to process. 414 URI too long gets sent by the server if the request URI is too long for the server to process. 415 unsupported media type gets sent if the file sent to the server is not acceptable. 416 range not satisfiable states the range of a requested file is beyond the end of the file. 417 expectation failed states the server could not meet the requirements of the expect header field. 418 I'm a teapot is an April Fool's code indicating the server is a teapot. 421 misdirected request gets sent if this specific server cannot answer the request. 422 unprocessable content indicates everything is well formed, but the request could still not be processed. 423 locked indicates the web dev resource that was being requested is locked at the moment. 424 failed dependency indicates that the request failed because of another request that failed. 425 too early indicates the server does not want to process this request yet. 426 upgrade required indicates a different protocol must be used given in the upgrade field of the response. 428 precondition required indicates the request must specify preconditions, but it did not. 429 too many requests exists to throttle too many requests from the same client. 431 request header fields too large indicates the headers are too large to be processed. 451 unavailable for legal reasons exists when content gets blocked by some government agency. Today, server errors. 500 internal server error indicates that the server has some sort of error, but it is not specified what the error is. 501 not implemented indicates the server does not recognize the request method or it lacks the ability to fulfill it. 502 bad gateway indicates that the server is a proxy and received an invalid response. 503 service unavailable indicates the server cannot process that request temporarily right now. 504 gateway timeout indicates the server is a proxy and received the timeout as response. 505 HTTP version not supported states the request HTTP version is unknown to the server. 506 variant also negotiates indicates that the content type negotiation resulted in a circular reference. 507 insufficient storage means the server has not enough storage left to complete the request. 508 is the same as 208 already reported. 510 not extended indicates the request needs further extensions for the server to fulfill it. 511 network authentication required states the server needs further authentication to fulfill the request. And with that ends the series of HTTP codes.